Hey, well, congratulations on the film. It's
Thank
such
you.
a visual spectacle, and the costumes really sort of play their part in that. Now, you've done the costumes on all three Avatar films, and I gather you're coming back for more as well. But what originally inspired you with the costumes for the films? Because they do have a very sort of Polynesian look to them.
Yes, well, once we got into film 2, and we had a kind of a template from film 1, and I came in the middle of film 1, so it was a real, like, learn as you go kind of thing, but it was very, very inspiring. And then to take it to, when you look back on that, there's not that many costumes, right? It has grown and grown and grown. But in the Way of Water, being able to really invest that culture, the Metcaina, in that greater Polynesian area, and really realize like there's so much different things going on there. There's so much art, there's so much craft. And then in Fire and Ash, the opportunity to do 2 new clans that are completely different. So it's just a tremendous amount of fun, really.
So where did you get your ideas from for the new clans then?
Oh my goodness. I think we start with doing so much research, because everything's based in reality. Even though it's Pandora, Jim works in our world, right? So a lot of research worldwide, different indigenous peoples everywhere, and then just coming up with looking at the environment that the different clans come from, and that's kind of the entree. It's like, okay, this is a volcanic wasteland, and this one is an incredible gondola in the sky. So we work together and we world build, and then I just go and Jim has a lot of ideas and a lot of inspiration for me. We talk a lot about the character development, and then I just go away, do my thing, and it's back and forth after that.
And I guess when I hear the word costume, I tend to think of fabrics and various other sort of materials. But your costumes are meant to be added in post-production. But I know you've actually literally made some, because there's been an exhibition, and there's some of the
treasures,
I brought a few
if you like,
in your background. So they do actually exist. But did any of them actually get worn?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, when you shoot performance capture, you have to be very crafty about, you can't block the markers that are all over the body, including hands and feet, and the face and all that. So it's a little tricky. We use stage pieces on occasion in there, sort of slight duplicates of what we're going to develop. The costume design happens over a period of years beyond that. But we very often put pieces on actors so that they can understand it, and then we film it for reference. So, if someone's moving around in a cloak, you want to know how it moves, and the animators and the stimulation. Yeah, absolutely.
Things move. And I guess from the actor's point of view as well, how it's going to feel.
Yeah, yeah. And Jim, we did a really extensive testing and filming of Cliff Curtis as Tanawari in his big, long cloak, which was, terrifying for me. I was like, really, what? And the piece is quite heavy. It was one of the first things they made, and Jim was like, let's put him in it and let's see how it looks, how he moves. And he had a wig and he had the whole thing, and we actually ended up changing sort of which shoulder it would go over, just based on his motion and how he needed to use it. So it was really fun. It's really fun. It's like, and then the actors really love it too, because it gives them that reality.
The one thing that really sticks in my head is Varing's headdress, with a sort of wonderful combination of red and black. Where did you get the idea for that?
Well, it was really an inspiration from Jim initially. He had really kind of honed in on the color palette for us. So that was kind of, and then we very much deep dived into the body art and the piercings and the scarification and stuff like that, like different ways that people with no ability and no resources to decorate oneself. And he had he had shown me some pictures of some indigenous people in South America that he had worked with, and this idea of a very regal, feathery headdress. And then when you start to research it worldwide, it's everywhere. It's like people love to decorate with feathers, and headdresses especially. The Native Americans, for one thing. So it's a common theme, and that's one of the things we do in the movies, is to find these commonalities in our world and sort of reinvent them in Pandora. So you know, we had her first headdress, and then when she went into battle, I was like, oh, she really needs another one. She needs to up her game. She is serious now. So we just added to it and made a whole new kind of the same theme, but just a little bit more striking.
Yeah, because there's no mistaking her when she's on the screen, even if she's in the distance. You just know it's her trademark. Deborah, it's been great to talk to you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for your interest. It's been great.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!